It narrates the tale of an undercover thief who was held by a young prince. Tall pleading, yet the smarter prince knew he could not prove him a thief in the king's court. Thus, he was set free. Score as night fell. I would weave tales for the young ones, and tonight's story takes us back nearly 2600 years to a village near the king's town. In the shadows lived a classical thief, a master of his craft, armed with two ancestral gifts. The first, a special surma coal powder, is used in his eyes to grant him invisibility, and the second, a magical bar capable of unlocking any safety box. This skilled thief swiftly plundered the wealth of different shades, causing turmoil among the townsfolk. Despite their pleas, the Kotwal failed to apprehend the elusive thief, prompting the distressed shades to approach the king. "Safeguard our wealth or we'll seek to shift in another king's town," they declared. Feeling the gravity of the situation, the king vowed to act. He summoned the Kotwal, who revealed the dilemma. In response, a special squad was formed, led by the astute Prince Abhya. With knowledge of the thief's powers, Prince Abhya embarked on a mission to thwart the cunning criminal's game plan and bring an end to the town's predicament. Prince constituted a team of talented people to grab the unknown thief. These attentive people were vigilant to look out for the suspected individual who did not have any specific work to carry out for livelihood. The thief wanted to rob Shade, and he reached the place of his safety box in Shade's bungalow. One of the members of the task force suspected of his activity, and simultaneously he informed the prince, who rounded him up in all directions with the task team. Soon the thief felt his grabbing for unknown reasons, and he ran away so hurriedly from the spot, he forgot to pick up his magic stick. An overconfidence scooped him. However, he was running fast toward the direction of the forest way, an area of the preaching of Tirthankar Mahavir Swami in the gallery was on. To that side, the prince did not arrange any forces, as no wrongful someone would be expected to go that side as believed, and happened opposite to it, and therefore he could not be captured. While on the run, he observed that this route goes to the realm of Mahavir Baba, but there was no other way except to follow up. He was told by his family ancestors not to move to that side at any moment because the voice of that Baba is magic. Once heard, your inner self would inspire you to hear repeatedly again and again. So refrain from being. On their advice, the thief thought to keep his fingers in his ears to avoid hearing any voice. With fingers on ears, he was running speedily, and a prick penetrated his foot and he got halted for its removal. So he had to remove his fingers from the ears to take out the prick from the foot as early as possible. Meanwhile, he listened to a few words, although he could not understand their importance. Putting back the fingers in the ears, he returned to his home. The tired thief rested and thought about today's episode for his security. With the new hope, Prince felt his presence and glimpsed his body shadow. The thief also did not go out for some time, and he was sad for losing his magic stick. With time, he forgot the said episode and thought to resist the temptation of stealing wealth at a lesser rate. He had already a good amount that was invested. After some time, he wished to visit the town and saw all the entrance gates to the city were closed except for one. He entered through it and tried to look for any noticeable activities around. On the gate side, Prince and his team were scrutinizing closely the activities of all the people entering through the gate without being noticeable to others. Prince felt the activity of this person doubtful. He was walking on roads and Prince was after him. After going a distance of half a kilometer, that person was caught behind. The person reacted, "What is this?" But Prince spoke to him softly, "Finally, you were caught, Mr. Thief. Have you forgotten the manners of respecting a visitor? No, but you are in fact a thief." Finally, he was brought forward to the king's royal court where the thief pleaded his innocence. At last, the king asked, "Where do you belong?" He named a city and said, "He is a Shait and a member of the king's court there." After verifying his statement, King Shrenik decided to quit this Shait despite the strong plea of the prince against him. The king asked for a pardon and invited him to sit in his court. The thief was finally relieved and was free to go anywhere liked. But Prince believed he was a smarter thief. So there is a need to apply better tactics in dealing with him. With this in mind, Prince stated to Shait about a robber who is an unknown person. "We have yet to prevent him from looting people's wealth. I am sorry for my negligence that bothered you. Let us forget about those bad deeds that happened and have a recreational dinner today." Shait accepted his invitation. The arrangement of dinner was accomplished in an exceptional palatial hall. A good number of beautiful fairies appeared there and were deputed in service for dance and drink. He was served with a high dosage of liquor for more intoxication to forget whereabout. Going into that situation, he asked the fairy, "Where am I?" "You have come to heaven and we are its fairies." As per the direction of the prince, those fairies were questioning Shait likewise, "What sorts of bad deeds did you perform on the earth to get a seat in heaven?" Hearing these types of questions, Shait cum thief became cautious and carefully examined fairies who were moving on the floor while they should have moved 4 inches above the floor as per listening to the dialogues of Mahavir Baba during the runaway period. He narrated doing good work in spite. However, both Shait and Prince weighed each other for their smartness. With no outcome of this exercise, Shait was at last released in the morning. After a sigh, Shait thought, "I got saved from the grip of the talented prince, and the whole credit goes to the listening words of Mahavir Baba. If I listened to him, my life would be blissful." With this in view, he proceeded toward the preaching gallery of Mahavir Baba. Whereas King Shrenik, Queen Chelna, and Prince Abhya used to attend the preaching gallery of Mahavir Baba daily. The king noticed the presence of that Shait and conveyed it to the prince. Both felt guilty for their views about Shait and thought he could not be a robber. After the preaching, they met Shait again for a pardon and said, "You are devotees of Baba, so you may not be a burglar. Sorry again. We invite you for lunch with us." On the way, he said to the king, "I am the same robber to whom you are searching for. Your son is a talented prince who had almost caught me, but Baba's one dialogue saved me. I felt Baba's preaching would help me in overcoming worldly sorrows." Shait accepted, revealing his transformation from a burglar to a real devotee, and prepared to have the punishment. The king appreciated his honest statement, and as the change in Shait's activities had already occurred, there was no need for punishment. All went happily for lunch, and the burglar shared his transformative story. Everyone was happy to see the positive outcome. This revision aims to enhance the flow and clarity of the narrative. The teaching of Tirthankar Bhagwan, who is physically present, always focuses on the whole of the universe's phenomena systems. Even a burglar felt its significance, so why shouldn't we? Might like to listen to the phenomenon system.